Hi, Vinny Mancuso, Service Coordinator here at the Sunnytown Regional Center. As you already know, I met with Steven and his family for his IPP meeting. I asked questions, took notes, and together we came up with a plan. Here, let me show you how it's done. The IPP is a document that reflects the thoughtful and thorough discussion between the Regional Center and you, covering the services you might need, how they're provided, and how they're funded. Walk with me. The IPP guide was designed to help hundreds of thousands of people with IDD and their circle of support examine and imagine what services are available to provide the kind of life they want. You might already know what that life looks like. Or you may need to explore a bit to find your answers. Either way, it's up to us service coordinators to listen to your goals, write them down, and find ways to support them. And since there's a wide range of goals, they're organized into 12 essential life areas. Let's take a look at a few that were the most important to Steven. Number 1, housing. Steven wanted to live outside his family's house at a licensed residential home called Sunny Oaks. Lucky for him, Sunny Oaks had an opening, so I set up a tour. It's important for you to see a place before you commit to living there. Suffice it to say, it went well, and Steven decided it was where he wanted to live.
Yes!
What's this look like on paper? We start with your desired outcome. Steven wants his plan to be written from his perspective. So I filled it out like this. I want to live in my own place. Some people prefer to write Steven wants ... and that works too. Let's fill in the rest. Service and support, housing, supported by Sunny Oaks. The start date is when he moves in. The end date is a date agreed upon by the planning team. How much? Is 1 unit. That may sound impersonal, but in housing, each unit is a month of living there. And how often? Sunny Oaks is funded monthly. And funded by means who is paying. Now, while some supports are fully paid by one source, some rely on multiple sources. In this case, Steven's SSI and the Regional Center fund Sunny Oaks. It's easy to understand, right? If not, ask your service coordinator to explain. Up next, employment. Steven's desired outcome is to be able to buy baseball tickets, make people smile, and definitely not landscaping. So I thought Steven would want to work at the baseball stadium. Home run, right? Not necessarily. I made assumptions, and mistakes were made.
You're out of here!
So I asked more questions, really listened, and acted upon what I heard, rectifying said mistakes. And together, we found Steven a new paid internship that he loves. That is one good-looking turtle. So back to filling out the agreement. Service and support is paid internship program, supported by Sunnytown Employment Services. Start date is the first day of training. End date is 1 year from the start date. How much? Our internships are funded by the hour. Steven wanted to work part-time at the pet store, so we allotted him 30 hours a week. And the internship is funded by the Regional Center. This continues until all your chosen life areas are completed. And once that's done, we move on to the agreement section. Now, you could agree on all services, some services, or no services. Also, you could request a notice of action if you need to challenge a decision the Regional Center made to your services. Next, let's check off 3 important items. First, we'll confirm you received the statement of services and supports the Regional Center has funded for you over the last year. Second, we'll discuss information you and your circle of support shared about current or future IPP changes. And third, we'll set a date for our next IPP meeting. Your IPP is good for 3 years, and during that time, we will update it as needed, at least once a year, depending on your situation. Finito. Once you check those boxes, I'll walk you through some special programs and information about your rights. First up, self-direction. Self-direction is an opportunity to manage your own services and supports, and who provides them. Steven chose traditional services. But if he wanted to manage his own services and hire his own staff, Steven could have explored the self-determination program or participant-directed services. Regional centers are required to have a process available for you if you have grievances with the regional center or a service provider. This process is called a 4731 complaint. The whistleblower policy means that the people we support are protected if they anonymously report illegal or improper activity anywhere they receive services. California says opportunities for competitive integrated employment shall be given the highest priority for people with IDD. This means real money for real work. The Regional Center can help you register to vote if you're eligible. which, in my humble opinion, is something you should do. Who am I to argue with democracy? Am I right? The Regional Center can develop a transportation access plan to help an adult safely utilize public transportation if they're able to. If not, we'll provide transportation to day services or work. Voila! Now, this was just a quick overview of the IPP process, so make sure to discuss yours in greater detail with your service coordinator. There's only one thing left to do now. Sign it. All right, Cavalry fam, time to sign. Did you look everything over?
We sure did, bud.
Great. Sign on the dotted line, my man. And remember, every time your IPP changes, you'll have to re-sign. So that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now in the near future, we'll get back together for a follow-up to make sure the IPP is still working. Remember, your planning team strives to be person-centered in all they do. And that person in the center is you.